Share my. Let me know if you can hear me good. No. Bluetooth off. So good afternoon. Listen, I have a message for you all. I had to come bring this message early, and I thought about this yesterday, and I didn't want to come yesterday because I was enjoying myself. As a normal day, I was enjoying myself. So I wanted to come talk to some of you all, and it's about a variety of things. But you see my topic, and I hope I would not be here before you long because I got somewhere to go. I'm dressed up. Actually, I'm dressed up for a special occasion, very special occasion. How is everyone doing? I have a post Mother's Day message for some of you all, and this message is not for everyone, because this is just not your message. Hello, sugar lumps. This is not your message, and it's okay. Sometimes people just got to learn to be okay when something doesn't apply to them. Some people are so broken nowadays, they want to put themselves in situations that doesn't apply to them. If somebody is talking to something that doesn't resonate with me, guess what? I keep going. I keep going. I don't try to challenge their message. I don't try to say they're hateful or they're racist or prejudiced or whatever the case may be. But what I want to talk to you about is, this is a post Mother's Day message, and what I want to say to some of you all, because we all know that a lot of us, as chosen ones, we don't have good relationships with our mothers. Some of us. You don't have a good relationship with your mother-in-law. You don't have a good relationship with your parents. Some of you, tell the truth. And this day that was created by man seems to be sometimes one of the hardest days, right? Sometimes one of the hardest days to kind of deal with, because we see everyone else with their, pics, and, they're posting pics of their moms. They have good relationships with their mothers, and it seems that everything is okay with everyone else. But when it comes to a chosen one, some of you, your mother hates you. Your mother is jealous of you, right? Some of you don't have that, and it's okay. This is a time where you have to be okay with certain things. I know how the world says things are supposed to be, but we live in reality. We live in reality. You see how many parents are killing their children? You see how many parents are harming their children? Innocent babies. These mothers are just, sick in the head, and they're harming their children. So don't allow that this Mother's Day, to make you feel, bad because you don't have a good relationship with your mother. If the situation was ideal, then that'd be different. But we're living in reality. Reality is, you have some mothers that are jealous of their daughters. Reality is, you have some mother-in-laws that are jealous of their daughter-in-laws. This is reality. This is the stuff we don't want to talk about. We don't want to talk about. Some of you, your own mothers are competing against you. Your own mothers are competing. You go get a new car, they want to go get a new car. You dress a certain way, they want to dress a certain way. This is foolishness. But this is what people deal with. And, people don't want to talk about it because it almost seems like it's crazy to talk about. But it's reality. Yes, it's crazy, but it's reality. It's reality. We have to talk about these issues in order to deal with them better, in order to know that you're not by yourself. You're not alone. You're not the person who mom is not for you. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. I've seen parents go out of their way to make their own child. Now this, I don't understand this. To make their own child feel worthless. I never seen anything like it. And there's a difference in a parent just hating on their child for no reason than a parent don't want to deal with their child because they're disrespectful. They have no respect. They know no limits, right? That's different. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these parents who just hate their children because they're breathing. Those are the ones I'm talking about. Yes, I am. They hate their children because they're breathing. How could you hate something you gave birth to? But it's like that because, see, this just shows you that they're just a vessel. When you find parents that hate their children, right? When you find parents that hates their children for no reason at all, right? When you find these parents, this is how you know that God just used them as a vessel to bring that child into this world. There's just a vessel. Your mama just a vessel. Unfortunately, it's not a good one, but that's how God, that's how God got you through here. And you have to deal with that. You have to be okay with not dealing with your parent. Because some people I never experienced. See, my mom didn't raise me. My grandmother raised me. I really didn't have a relationship with my mom. And I don't hold it against her because she got addicted to drugs at an early age, early on in her life. And I really never had that relationship because, that's why I try to teach my children to stay away from drugs, because when you experience certain things, you know the effects of things, right? So you try to teach them not to fall into, I did, Victoria, I had an awesome one. But you try to teach your children not to repeat some of the same cycles, right? Because when you do drugs, any sort of drug, I don't care what it is, it bothers your mental, right? It takes away, I don't care how people try to make it seem normal. You shouldn't be putting any foreign substance in your body. Not for long term, not to cope, not to deal. No, that's not what you should be doing. But anyways, I knew my mom, but I didn't have that close-knit relationship with her. And but I had two grandmothers that loved me dearly, and they were awesome grandmothers, loving grandmothers. They did the best they could, with what they had, right? But some people can't believe, that's why they get stuck, that their own mother hates them. And a lot of you all don't want to believe it because you feel that if this person gave birth to me, they should love me. That's not true. That is not true. Some of these people don't love themselves. Some of these mothers hate their children so much they don't want them to do better than them. I mean, and now you got these mothers and you got some of these grandmothers too now. I'm not going to leave them out. I didn't experience that. I only could talk about from, what I've seen in people, what I've saw other people experience. I didn't experience that. But what I've seen is some mothers don't want their children to excel past what they did. Jealous of their children because their child finished school, because their child got married and moved on and got their own family. Oh yeah, sugar lumps. Them mothers, they something else. They'll blame. See, a lot of times, there is this, what they call this mom guilt, to where they want to blame their children for not excelling in life. There is no reason you should be able to blame your child for not excelling. You're just jealous that your child is doing better than you. You're jealous because you could not, what the verbal abuse you inflicted upon that child still rose from the ashes like a phoenix. That's why that mama's mad. That's why these mothers get mad. They get mad because their words could not stop you from excelling. And the reason you excel, because you're a chosen one. You got to let your mama keep her hurt. Let your mama keep her pain. Her pain is not your pain. And don't inflict that pain on your children. Some of these mothers are so broken. They keep this generation a curse of abuse just running rampant through the bloodline. They don't want it to be broken. You got some of these parents so narcissistic, they want to create chaos for their children and their families. They go lying to the child's spouse about them. I mean, just keep up foolishness because they're jealous. You got to call it what it is. They're jealous and evil-hearted. I'm going to speak for the ones. I'm going to speak for y'all who can't speak up for yourself. I'm going to speak for the ones who can't speak up. Y'all, your mama's evil. I know you don't want to believe it. I know you don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe your mama evil. You don't want to believe your mama hates you. You don't saw the stuff she did to you and you tried to erase it in your head. You try to be like, you're like, I know my mama just didn't do this. I know my mama didn't say that about me. You trying to reason with the evil that she's doing. No, you can't reason with that, baby. You got to accept that. Accept that for what it is. Y'all, some of y'all own mamas trying to put witchcraft on y'all. Some of y'all own moms trying to put spells on you. That's why you think this stuff, these curses and these things that you're battling with, why do you think it's passing from generation to generation to generation? It's people in your own family. It's your mother that's doing it to you. It's your grandmother that's doing it to you. Just because she go to church, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. Just because she's old, that don't mean nothing. Evil is evil. Some people, when I tell you so wicked, they starting to look like the wickedness that they performing. They started to look like the wickedness they performing. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. We got to tell the truth. Shame the devil. We got to tell the truth. Some of y'all mother-in-laws, let me tell you something. This is another thing y'all don't want to talk about. Some of y'all mother-in-laws is putting spells and trying to work roots and witchcraft on y'all. They don't want your marriage to last because they never been married. They want that son to be single so she could be that man's husband. She want to be his husband. She don't want that man to take care of his family. She put all these unnecessary rules and regulations and pressure on that man, knowing she's been working witchcraft on her own son. She's been putting spells on him too. Yes, she have. Yes, she have. This is why it's good to find out who you're getting married to. Listen, it's good to find out who you're getting married to. You better ask God the next time. You better do it the right way the next time. Oh, yes, we got to tell the truth, Joanne. Tell the truth, shame the devil. We don't want to speak the truth. Because the truth going to hurt your mama's feelings. The truth going to hurt grandma's feelings. Grandma go to church every Sunday with that big white hat. When she come home, she got stuff under her bed. She got stuff under her bed. She going to hoop and holler in church. My grandma used to say hoop and holler. She hoop and holler in church all Sunday. And she got her what it is. What them people called? Not a sugar daddy. She got her a friend. Got a little male friend. Child, please. Grandma don't want that curse to be broken. She never been married. She don't want her sons to be married because that means she can't control him anymore. She can't get what she want anymore. She want to control everything. And that's another, let me tell you something about these mother-in-laws. Let me tell you something. If these mother-in-laws can't control that wife, oh, she gonna make that marriage a living HE double hockey stick. You hear me? You hear me? when she can't control, when she can't make that daughter-in-law come under her regime and her little spells and witchery, you best believe she gonna talk about that husband gonna start hating you. That husband gonna start hating you. She gonna put you against your own husband. If that man is not rooted in God and willing to walk away from his mama, you best believe y'all headed for divorce court. You better believe that. You best believe that. You better believe it. When I tell you, she gonna always be in the background. And not only is she gonna attack you, she gonna use she gonna groom your grandchildren. She gonna groom them grandkids to one day rise up against you as the mother. But see, one thing these spirits don't know, when you are chosen one, and when you start praying and asking God, asking God to first you got to repent, right? Once you repent and you get aligned with God, you're going to see how God turned that thing around for you. But see, these evil spirited people, what they'll do, they'll groom, because you don't know. See, when you get married and you don't get married to somebody who understands God's order, you're going to always have chaos and confusion. When you marry a person that don't understand God's order, there's going to always be confusion. Because no matter what you do, that mama going to think she come before you. That man is going to also put his mama before you. You'll never be first in his life. Oh, no, he's married now. He's married. But you'll never be first in his life. Because he don't know God's order. You married someone who don't understand God's order. And it's not that you got to abandon your mom, but with these mother-in-laws, what they want you to do is they want you to worship them. They got the same spirit Satan got. They want you to worship them. Yes, they do. They want you to worship. And then if you don't worship them, they get mad at you. They get big mad. Okay? They get big mad at you. And these women, let me tell you, these evil-hearted women, they will lie on you. They will say all manners of evil about you behind your back. But you got to be okay with that. You got to be okay. You can't fight that. You got to look at that person and say, you know what? I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you because all you have is messiness. All you have is evil. Yes. Yes, Joan. They really can become idols. God dealt with me with that too. Ain't nobody no idol in my life. I don't have no idols. Ain't no American Idol, no type of idol. None of that. He dealt with me. He dealt with me about my children. He dealt with me when about my spouse. He dealt with me about certain family members, putting them up on the throne. I had to pull all them down. I had to pull all of them down off the throne. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, yes, I did. Take everybody off the throne and put God back where he would belong. But I wanted to tell you all, don't be feeling bad about one man-made day where you're feeling bad because you don't have a relationship with your mother. You're feeling bad because you don't have a relationship with your mother-in-law. You're feeling bad because you don't have a relationship with your grandmother. God designed it to be that way. You're not supposed to be around people who are evil and evil-hearted. You're not supposed to be in their company. No, you're not. You're not supposed to be in their company. No, you're not. That's why you uneasy. That's why you can't prosper. You can't prosper because you too busy trying to be around mama. And mama full of the devil. I love you, mama, but you evil-hearted. You're messy, mama. You don't have nothing good to say about nobody. You can't celebrate nobody. You can't congratulate me. You're not happy for me. You got some mothers that are sweet and they understand the assignment. They understand. I got to respect my child. My child is an adult. I got to respect my child's spouse. Some mothers understand because they're not broken. They're not evil-hearted. It's these evil-hearted, demonic mothers who wants to control everything. They got to be in control of everything. You got some mothers that know their place. They don't come to your house meddling in your drawers and rearranging your furniture and talking about your cooking and talking about this and that. I saw some of them mothers. How are you gonna have the? I wish your woman would come to my house talking about moving my furniture. That'll be your last move. Until you get some act right, until you get some sense, you won't be back to my house. Changing the furniture in my house? You're talking about the food that I cook? You don't have to eat it. Some of these women have the audacity. I never saw foolishness. I never experienced foolishness like this before. I experienced my foolishness, but when people told me like the mother-in-law come change the furniture, you got a key to my house, and I didn't give it to you. Oh no, no ma'am. That's not what we're gonna do. Oh no, ma'am. That's not what we're gonna do today, mama. No, you're gonna have a key to your house. I mean the foolishness that these people, these mothers, put the pressure on their children. And mothers, your children are not your retirement plan. I'm gonna say that. Don't try to hold these children accountable. Don't make them obligated to serve you. It is okay if you need them, but that's not their priority, especially if they got a family. Yes, you take care of mama, but mama shouldn't have this arrogance and attitude as if that's what you're going to do and that's what you're supposed to do. That's not what that man's supposed to do. That's not what your daughter's supposed to do. Yes, you honor your mother and father, but don't have this attitude that you can talk to your child any type of way and you still expect for them to take care of you. Oh no, you got to humble yourself, mama. You got something called humbling. You humble yourself. You can't even go to God with that attitude. You can't go to God with this attitude. He say, come to me boldly, but he don't say come with, oh God, you better get some act right, mama. No. This is where the humble, you gotta humble yourself. You don't put that pressure on your children. Some of these kids can't even excel because they got the pressure from their mama in their voice. They got the weight from their parents on them. They can't even go excel and live life. The devil is a lie. You know, that's not how it goes. And then some of these mothers have the attitude and the arrogance as if you gonna do it whether you want to or not. You end up in shaded acres. Keep on, because these children not having it nowadays. You're gonna end up in shaded acres and you a corner room over there by yourself. That's where you're gonna end up when you put this pressure and you have this obligation. You have this arrogance. That's not how you do it. What happened to being kind? What happened to being understanding? What happened to being cordial? You don't know. You don't do all of that, so you won't end up in shaded acres, because some of y'all children still gonna put you in shaded acres. Hey, you could be nice to them all you want to, but it's just this attitude, what I'm talking about. I got to get ready to go. I see the line moving on, but it's this attitude that your children have to. Your children don't have to. It was one person that I knew I was going to take care of, and I don't even know how I was doing. I was young too. I was in my teens. That was my grandma. That was my dad's mom. I just had this in my head. Whatever happened to my grandmother, I'm going to take care of her. Whatever happened, whatever I did, whatever I could do to help her, to make sure she don't have to go to a nursing home, I was going to do it. But she ended up passing away. And she never asked me that. She never implied it. And you know why I wanted to do it? You know why I wanted to take care of her? Because of her heart. Her heart, her giving heart, her spirit. That's why I wanted to do it. She never implied it. Never even mentioned it. I don't remember. Did she mention it? I don't remember. But because of her heart and her giving heart and how loving and caring she was, that's why I put that burden on myself. I'm like, make sure my grandma all right. She gonna be okay. If nobody else is okay, this one gonna be okay. But she ended up passing away. So, and we never got to that point. But don't feel bad. You know, if you don't have no relationship with your mom, we got to live in reality. Reality is some of you can't fathom not having a relationship with your mother. That's because you grew up in a healthy environment. You grew up in love. You grew up in a healthy state. Some of you can't fathom. That's why when you hear people say, I don't talk to my mom, it's almost like somebody curse you out, because you can't imagine that. It's almost like you can't fathom that, because you can't fathom that because your mother was loving. Your mother was loving and caring and nurturing. She nurtured you. That's why you can't fathom. But some people got mothers that are out to hurt them. Some people got mothers that are jealous. Some people got mothers that are hateful. This is reality for some people. And it has nothing to do with you. So if this doesn't apply to you, you just keep going. This message is to encourage the people and to help them to be okay with not having a relationship with evil, without having a relationship with demons, without having a relationship with the person. Soon as you turn your back, they're gossiping about you. They're slandering their own children. They're causing divisiveness between their own children. They're divide and conquer mentality. Spouses and children in chaos because of that mother. Siblings hate each other because of that mother. That's what she want to do. Some of y'all on a pedestal. Some of y'all she do for. Some of y'all she congratulate because you're being abused too, whether you want to know it or not. That golden child, you being abused. That's a form of abuse. She don't want nobody else to influence you. You can't get no one else advice. Oh, yes, that's true too, Miss. Oh, yes, that's true. But today we're talking about mothers. We're not talking about the children. You know, I'll do another live on that. Oh, yes, that's true. Oh, yes. Look, a lot of these children, but we're not going to talk about that on here. We're just talking about mothers. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But I got to go. The line is moving. But we'll talk about that, too. I think I've talked about that, too. I've talked about the ungrateful children on here. And sometimes the parents doing the best they could. Some kids are just entitled. Some kids are just entitled. And they want things to go their way all the time. All the time. Okay. But guess what? You're going to have to learn to cut them off, too. Snip, snip. And live your life, mama. I know it's hard. I know it's hard because you don't want that for you and your kids, your child. But sometimes, guess what? They get up in age and they want to do what they want to do. So guess what? You got to move and let God have his way. Because one thing about hitting rock bottom, you're going to get you some act right. That means you're going to get some sense. You'll get you some act right. When you hit rock bottom and when you go to hearing your mama's voice and you remember what mama did, and only thing mama was trying to do was encourage you and make sure that you can live when she leave this earth. Oh, yeah. And even if she don't see it, after you dead and gone, they'll get it. Because the truth will outlive a lie any day. My grandmother used to tell me that, and that's true. The truth gonna live. Even if you're in the ground resting, that truth gonna rise up. That truth gonna pop up from the grave. Your voice gonna still be here on this earth, doing what it's supposed to do when you speak truth and you doing right. But I have to go, you all. You all be blessed, okay? The line is getting longer, so I got to go. Bye-bye.